decided, because the Summerhilder event, or however it's actually pronounced, I'm not entirely sure if that is correct, but that's how I'm pronouncing it. It's a very weird word. But it has been here for a while now, and a few people have asked me, hey, are these night lights are the adult night lights good for racing? Because, you know, it would make sense. Their parents, Toothless and Night Fury, are very good for these, so like it would make sense for them to be good as well. So I decided to check that out. I already tried them in battle events. If you want to see that video, I will try to remember to link it down in the description, or you can just find it in like I have a playlist on YouTube, tips for School of Dragons and stuff like that. So first, we are gonna compare their stats. So I took a picture of their stats of each one. I don't know why my Dart picture is glitched, because my Dart does not have this skin currently. I removed it, but on the picture she still does. So I don't know, that's kind of just a tiny bit annoying. But as you can see, their pitch rate and turn rate is exactly the same for all of them. There's no difference. And firepower does not matter in racing. What actually matters the most is their speed, but there's also acceleration, which Dart is the best, has 7.4, which is way different than Ruffrunner, who has a 6.8, and then we have Pouncer with 6.3, which Pouncer and Dart have a very big difference. But then we have speed. So Pouncer's max speed is 9.2, then we have Ruffrunner at 9, and Dart at 8, which wouldn't make a big difference, but it's still gonna make a difference. So we're gonna start with the first map. I don't know how to pronounce the name of this map. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna even try. So this wasn't the most challenging, but it wasn't the easiest either. I tried to take maps of different levels. Obviously, when you're racing against other people, you cannot actually choose the map that you're racing on, but when you're going solo, then you can actually choose which one you're using. So here, Nightlights are actually very pleasant to use. I would say definitely adults are way better than teens, because with teens, any movement you make, they would just turn around immediately. It was like kind of chaotic. But with these guys, it was actually way more fluid and way nicer. So as you can see, Pouncer got first, Ruffrunner got second, and Dart got third, which makes a lot of sense because Pouncer is the fastest and Dart is the slowest. Which, yeah, they still have the acceleration and stuff, but that doesn't matter as much, at least in this race. Then we have the second race, which is the Nightmare Tide. This one is also okay, not the hardest, not the least hard. I think the one after this is gonna be terrible. But yeah, their animations are very nice. So if you're wondering how to get these dragons, I explained it fully in detail in my video of reviewing Ruffrunner. I reviewed all of these dragons, but my Ruffrunner review was the last one, and there I got all the information that I needed and knew exactly how you should get them. Pretty much you need to finish the event and then you can age them up. So if you want more detail, watch the beginning of that video, I explain it there. So, in this one, once again, the same result. Pouncer's first, Ruffrunner is second, Dart is third. Keep in mind, actually, Ruffrunner and Dart have almost the same time. Like, it is so little the difference, actually, between them. Pouncer is most, like, very obviously the best, but with those two, there's a very, very low difference. And honestly, like, they're quite similar. Like, all of these Nightlights, I would honestly say, are very much the same, which makes sense. I mean, it wouldn't make sense to make them too different or anything like that, and two of their stats are completely the same. So in this race, this is one of the I think the hardest race was maybe. Pouncer again got first, but this time Dart got second and Ruffrunner got third, which kind of proves the point of Dart and Ruffrunner have kind of the same. So now we go on to the next one. I think this was actually the hardest one, this is Twisted Rock, I think that was the one. And this one actually kind of surprised me, I mean, how, like, the end result was. Even though it's still kind of the same. As you can remember, if you were racing before the adult Nightlights, you could have seen so many, like, Nightlights. Because, like, everybody who had a Nightlight would use it if you didn't have membership. And honestly, I like to use them too, because just membership dragons, as I said in my video where I was saying, like, which dragon is best for racing, it doesn't really make it fair for Toothless and the Light Fury to be in the racing. So here, somehow, Ruffrunner got first, and Pouncer got second, and Dart got third, which could go back to their kind of animations. I mean, not animations, their stats, which Ruffrunner has the most balanced stats, because Ruffrunner has the middle speed and the middle acceleration, where Pouncer has the least acceleration and the best speed. But obviously you don't know what map you're actually going to be on, so I would still recommend, if you have Pouncer, use Pouncer. If you have Dart, Dart is probably the worst one, because Dart does not have anything that good. I mean, now we can go on to like the end result, how it all ended. So we have Dart, who got third 3 times and got second on the Gazer Maze, not really a big difference. Then we have Pouncer, who got first all the times except the Twisted Rock, which kind of surprised me, but I guess it is like a bit of a different race where acceleration matters a bit more, maybe. And Ruffrunner got the most mixed with 2 times second place, 1 time third place, and 1 time first place. So I would say definitely Pouncer is the best, Ruffrunner is the second, and Dart is the last. Honestly, the differences between them aren't that big. So now I wanted to compare them to their teen counterparts, because I was, for some reason, so convinced, yeah, they probably had higher stats. But look at this, the adults and the teens have no difference. All of their stats are exactly the same. So let's just go ahead and compare them, because that makes sense. We're gonna start with Dart, but it makes no sense to me. Why do they have the same stats? That's literally ridiculous to me. Like, I don't understand why they were like, I mean, yeah, their stats were already kind of OP, but that doesn't mean you get to just like leave them the same. Like, when somebody grows up, they get stronger, they get faster, something gets better. Something. Like, what I think they should have done probably is made the speed and firepower better, but the rest of the things worse, because these are teens, you know, maybe teens are more agile and stuff like that, but the adults are faster and stronger, their fire is probably stronger. But now you're telling me this tiny thing, yeah, like, the teen is faster. That's ridiculous, because the Dart teen got first place and Dart adult got second. So I'm very confused by that. So we're gonna go on Pouncer next, because I usually go in this order, but I was just very confused by that. I don't know, I was so convinced they probably made them better, but they did not. It's just the same thing. So how was it to fly around with them? So with the teens, it's, as I said before, a bit more chaotic to fly around with, but it does mean you can do way sharper movements, which makes sense. You know, they're little, they can move a bit easier. When you press a button, they immediately turn around very well, better than the adults, which means you really need to be focused on the actual race. Like, you need to be good at racing, because otherwise it's just gonna, like, when you're still a beginner, it's gonna feel very, very chaotic. So once again, as you can see in this race as well, Pouncer got first place. It's not a big difference, but there is still a difference. And I don't know, for me it was still kind of nicer to fly around with the adults than with the teens, but somehow the teens were still better. I really don't know how that's the thing. I'm kind of disappointed. Like, School of Dragons, I was like, oh my god, the adult Nightlights, like, I'm so grateful, but now I kind of feel like a fool, because they're the same, they're really the same, it's just they're prettier for me, the animations are better, and you're not riding something that looks like a baby ad. They're calling them teens, but they really look like babies to me. So, yeah, I'm just confused. School of Dragons, why did you do this to me? Like, well, you gave me so much hope, and then you just crush it all, like, completely. I really don't know why they would do that. So yeah, once again in this race as well, I was doing these races way more, don't think that this is the only time. But yeah, Ruffrunner got first, the teen got first, and adult got second again. But I did these races way more. So yeah, I guess if you have teens, use them. They're better than, I mean, I like flying with the adults more, but the teens are better for racing. Somehow that happened. So I don't know, logic, I guess. But yeah, that's kind of it with that. That's pretty much it. I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye.